So for my leaders, I chose a shift leader from the restaurant that I work at now, which that's technically like a manager position for us. For the person that I'm familiar with, I chose her. And then for somebody that I'm not as familiar with, I chose the mayor pro tem of my hometown, Salisbury, Al Higgins, who is now running to represent the 76th district in the North Carolina House of Representatives. So for Sydney, who is the shift leader that I'm going to be talking about. She's a really, really great listener. I think that's definitely one of her strengths as a leader is sometimes when you're having an interaction with um, a leader or somebody who is in charge at a job or at school or whatever environment you're in, they can seem very bossy and bark orders, and you feel like maybe you're not really being heard. But Sydney does a really great job of giving you space to talk and express your feelings and opinions and what you're having difficulty with. And it's really, when you're training under Sydney or when you're working with Sydney, you're just having a discussion with her. It feels very much like a discussion, a conversation, more of a two-way street, less of a one-way street. So she's a really good listener. She's also very respectful, which also kind of goes along with her being a really good listener. She's funny. She's really good at bringing humor into a shift, whether, again, you're a new employee in your training or you've been there for a while. She does a great job of bringing like a lighthearted atmosphere to the restaurant. And also, this also kind of goes in with being respectful and being a good listener. She's really good at not making you feel inferior. So even though she has some authority at the restaurant, and maybe she has a position, a managerial position that has more authority than just a server or a host or a trainee may have. She does a really good job of making you feel, again, like your voice is heard, like you matter. um she's open to opinions or any criticisms that you may have about the system or about how things are running. um and she's really good at making you feel like you matter and that you're not inferior to her, even though she has that authority over you technically. Al Higgins, I've found, displays a lot of those characteristics as well. She's also, from what I've seen from town hall and city council meetings where citizens are expressing their concerns or opinions, she is also a really great listener, and she takes into consideration people's wants and needs in the community and actually acts on them. She also relates to many demographic groups, which I think is important when you are a leader and when you're representing a lot of people. So she's a veteran. She is fluent in Spanish. She is a Black woman. So she's been in the education system. So she has kind of ties to lots of different groups. And I feel like being a well-rounded person who does have connections to many different groups of people with many different backgrounds and interests and lifestyles can be a really important and valuable trait as a leader. She's also very polite, very well spoken, very intelligent. You can tell when she speaks and when she presents a plan or a platform. She really has done her research. She knows what she's talking about. And this is my other note on her, is that she's very passionate. And so when she's speaking, you can tell she knows what she's talking about. You can tell she has a plan, and you can hear the passion coming from her for these plans and platforms um, and things that she wants to put in place. So I feel like all those things also make a really great leader.